Okay, this is part 2. I'm still looting Xardas's tower at the moment, trying to find everything that's useful, but to be honest I'll take everything. I think I'll pick up some coins in just a second. This video and the first video are shorter than normal ones will be, because I'm making more space on my hard drive. Fraps, which is what I use to record all my videos, takes up quite a lot of space, so you know, gigabytes per 30-second type of thing, and yeah, I'm going to make some more space and then I'll be able to record a lot more. I would imagine the video size after this will be about 15 minutes to 20 minutes, something like that. Depends how much space I can make. I could put the quality down lower, but I don't think it could suffer much lower, because, well, I don't know, I want it to be presentable. I want you to be able to read the subtitles when you can. So anyway, we've just exited Xardas's tower, and as usual I'm saving quite a lot. You have to save frequently on this game, as everyone should know, because there's no backup, there's no quick save. You really do just have to go into the menu, give it a quick save, and carry on. If you don't save quite often, you nearly always end up frustrated because something kills you.
Nothing to plunder.
You could die from the silliest things. I've died from just falling off a cliff, which I didn't know was there. And even if it's just a small cliff, your guy does a belly flop onto the ground and just gives up on life completely, which is great, really. I mean, that's just what you want in your game character, isn't it? But yeah, you want to save quite often. It's become a habit, really. When you play Gothic, for me, it's just because I've played so much, I know that I have to save, or else I'm just going to get annoyed with it. I mean, everyone on YouTube, well, people who comment anyway, think I'm a really good fighter and everything, just from technique and whatnot that I use. It's just like I'm just at the game, you know, but yeah, I still die all the time, and I'm leaving all of those in. If I die in the playthrough, you'll see it, and I'll be like, raw and whatnot, but yeah, it's gonna happen, so yeah. I mean, I'm very practiced at taking down monsters, but when it comes to taking down skeletons, alright, I do know how to take them down, but they can still swing me, especially humans. They're
Nothing
very
there.
good at fighting, because you never know quite what their attacks are going to be like. I mean, skeletons are actually predictable, but humans are not predictable. It's just a hope your reactions are faster than the computer decides whether it blocks or not. I'm going to be using one-handed weapons in this game, and hoping it'll work out for me. I'm also going to become a mercenary, although I will do a lot of quests for the militiamen before I actually become a mercenary. Oh, I'm terrible. Anyway, I've just killed those goblins. You see that I used an arrow for the first two, which is important at this point of the game. I've only got so many arrows, so then I whipped out my melee weapon to finish off the last one. It would have been quite hard to take down all 3 goblins at once. I would imagine I would have died, as I quite often do. And I don't know, it makes sense. They only give you so many arrows. I mean, I picked them all up, as you saw back then. I need those arrows, because I think you only get 7, and there's a few harder fights because you have no skills. Basically, you are terrible at the start, so you need to use that bow sometimes. I think I use it on a giant rat in a bit, and it's because there's 3 of them, and you just want to split those things up, because if you give them a chance, they'll eat you to bits, and yeah, you don't really have a defense against that. I mean, later on, of course, it's no problem whatsoever, but that's because you actually invested points in one-handed and everything like that. Field raiders are quite easy to take down. You just got to remember to back up when they come at you, swing when they've swung, and yeah, conquest. I'm picking up everything I can, especially the dark mushrooms at this point. I mean, I'm always saying pick up everything you can, but yeah, it's especially true at the start of the game, because you need everything you can get. I mean, like little wild berries, which you normally hardly ever bother with, will heal you and do a good job of it. Okay, so I'm just coming out of this cave, and yeah, picking up some healing herbs and stuff like that as I come down. This little valley that I'm in now is quite good. Has some young wolves, and a cave at the back of it with a bloodfly guarding it, and 3 giant rats, which is no problem. there's lots of healing herbs and healing plants, which of course are very useful at this point in the game. And right behind this tree trunk is some more scrolls and useful things. Scrolls and potions, basically. Anyway, I try and make the most out of my healing herbs and plants right from the start, because they do heal you a good amount, and there's no point wasting any healing potions. There are quite a lot of healing potions in the game in general, but in the first few chapters when you need them the most, yeah, they're really, there's not that many of them. It's not like they're that hard to find, because of course you just buy them, but still, yeah, be careful with them. Okay, so now I'm coming up on a giant rat and being attacked by a wolf, which I know is scripted to happen. If you let them run by, it will, well, you'll lose experience on the rat, and I'm not quite sure what happens to the wolf, so I always make sure I save it, and then I go after the young wolf, and the, well, I go after the giant rat first, as you just saw, and then I go after the wolf. And it's best to play aggressive when it comes to these things. It's pretty much strike, then walk forwards to get near it, strike again. The young wolves are very different from the older ones, because they don't run at you and attack. They'll run at you and stand still, waiting for you to step forward so they can attack you. And well, it just works out better to be violent and hit them first, walk forward right next to them and hit them again. It's
nothing
different,
there.
so yeah. Okay, pillage these wolves, and there's quite a few healing plants in this corner. I don't know if you could quite tell apart exactly which corner I'm in, because this whole valley is very overgrown and hard to distinguish between, well, everything. And there's me healing using woodland berries, which I will probably never do again in this whole thing. There's Lester. I'm avoiding him for now. I'll talk to him in the next part, because we're, well, I know that I'm running out of space. Bloodfly by itself, no problem, just go up to it, whack it, it's dead. And then I've got the cave with 3 giant rats. I know it's coming up because of my time in Gothic 2. And yeah, so I'm going to pull out the bow, and I'll give it a save, of course, because who knows. Giant rats, if they surround you, just like goblins, if they can surround you at a low level and you're not tough enough for them, they can just eat you alive. So I shoot one, and then I could see that it's quite split up, so I should be able to easily get kills here. And I think they're actually being made weaker than they were in Gothic 2. It's the same thing with the goblins. The little goblins are actually harder in Gothic 2 than they are in Night of the Raven, which I found weird because I thought everything was supposed to be much tougher. And of course I'm just pillaging more stuff inside this cave. There's a rusty sword further on, and amongst other things, lots of healing plants and stuff like that. And yeah, then I'll make my way out, go back to Lester, and I think the next one will pretty much start up with him, because that's when I ran out. Halfway through the conversation, that's when my yeah, my gigabytes ran out. It takes an insane amount of memory to record these things. Or an insane amount to my computer anyway. I don't have hard drive spare, just ready to be filled up with this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm running right out the exits of the cave. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot more tips into these videos and all sorts of useful information, but a lot of it will just be me rambling on about the same things. Oh, you've got to pick up everything. Oh, you've got to get into this fighting style, and so on, stuff like that. And little it's like I'm some kind of video master. I'm really not. I just talk about it just in a way of like, oh, this annoys me and that annoys me. Anyway, that's the game save, and I'll see you next time.